Welcome everybody. Today we'll be flying in Leicher K7. A very beautiful old school glider. Aosta Valley. So my destination is right over here. Zermat, Breuli-Cervinia. We will departure Aosta. I like to see. Yes, it's not terrible. Let us see what we can do. Multiplayer live, traffic live. Okay, whatever. This is a test stream to see how well my hardware streams at 4K HDR content. At the moment I am using the GeForce 4080 Super with 32 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, Ryzen 9 9900 X3D. This is a stream with the goal to fly to Zermat and Breuli-Cervinia in conditions presently found in Italy. But it is also to check the quality of the stream. To see whether the quality is sufficient. Very well. Okay. So before takeoff, we need to check if everything is moving. Okay. Ailerons are moving. Left aileron is moving. Right aileron is moving. Our speed brakes are active. Very good. Our trim is set to nose down. Okay. Once you're ready, we are going to wing the rudder. Move the rudder. There we go. We are moving. There we go. The trim wasn't set correctly. Adjusting the trim in flight. Rudder is too sensitive and overcompensating. Yeah, way too sensitive. Way too sensitive. Okay. I will try to check if the controls so the rudder should be this. But I'm not sure. Let's just make Y Laxis Raxis. Okay, I don't care actually. I will just put these all the same. To reduce their sensitivity. Extremity dead zone. Okay. Never mind. I'm doing this because the rudder is too sensitive and therefore I'm unable to control it with precision that I require. It is very likely I will not be able to use the rudder at all at the moment because these settings are quite hard to understand. But let's see. Okay, no, actually that's a lot better. That is a lot better. Okay, see you later, pal. Now we want to trim ourselves to fly around 90 kilometers per hour. We are in a draft. Into Mike Lima Echo. We have departed. I will open the map at the moment in my phone. Not quite. Should be out there. Campo di Volo Châtelet. That is pretty specific. It's good. That could maybe give us something. Okay, I'm heading into the right direction. And I should be pretty close to the valley of Breuli-Cervinia. And if you proceed north of my present position, I would like to know from where the wind is blowing. We're currently at 1,300 meters. Way too low. Okay. Mid downdraft. Let's dive the nose. Get out of this downdraft as soon as we possibly can. It's quite a heavy downdraft. We lose a lot of altitude here. Okay, we're getting some lift. Very interesting. The variometers are indicating very weird stuff. Very interesting indeed. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm losing a lot of altitude. I don't think so. So I will try to be flying here and check how the quality of the stream is doing. Oh, it looks quite good. It actually looks very good at the moment. We have passed 1,300 meters. There's still incline of around 120 meters per 2 minutes. 1 meter per second is equal to 60 meters per minute, which may look like a useful piece of information, but sometimes it's good to actually understand what these numbers tell you. And 1 meter per second is equal to around 200 feet per minute, which is actually quite significant. I will try to come closer to the mountain, as my belief is that the lift should be higher, closer to it, if the wind is blowing from south. I don't remember where the wind is blowing. Should probably check the METAR. I'll do that. Let's check METAR. Parada kicks. Let's dive and then climb. Get past this, I should get some lift. I did. I may need to descend further though. Into the valley now. Let's check windy. So it's gusting 1.5 and direction is from the south, but it's only 1 knot. So that explains why the airflow of wind is so unpredictable, and some cases quite high and some quite low. Okay, and the winds are not strong enough, and they are too random. You can make this so it should increase the severity of it. There, guys, scattered clouds. Clouds are probably gonna be higher in these conditions. Okay. Let's do 20 knots from the south. This is interesting. Incredibly high updrafts, but downdrafts as well. Makes sense, but not as rapid as I would think they should be. And I'm on the hell. Let's try turning the south is to my left, which means I'm on the good side of the slope. I should be, at least. And this is quite interesting. I think it still has the best. Oh yeah, he just went and said okay. Okay, very well. So this is fine with me. The wind is still southern, from northerly, so from the south. I think I'll need to land here. and I don't want to do that. There are not many options here. The winds are not that great. Try flying a little bit southbound. Let's try making this right turn here. We see some indications of lift. The lift is so small. And I still need to get to the Aosta for landing, as it is not going to my plan at all. No, what I would like to do is change the wind, because gusting 1.5, but the wind itself is only 1 knot. Kinda means that I will not be able to predict the wind direction at all, and it's just chaotic, meaning that the lift created by the mountains is also chaotic, leaving everything to chance. Now, what is also quite important is to know the intensity of these gusts, and I believe that the intensity is also quite high. Now I'm in the cover of this mountain by my left, so I believe it is helping me bring downdraft. Very well. It looks like the only option for us is to land at the moment and take off again. See where we made mistakes. If there were any mistakes done, acknowledge these mistakes. Be brief. So let's prepare for landing. Quite high. That is due to safety. Let's use air brakes, spoilers. Interceptors. They have many names these days. We would like to control every part of our descent. For us, most important is to have enough speed to make an avoiding action, but also to maintain the speed that's not too high. So 100 kilometers per hour is a good amount of speed to have. There we go. Let's try to level off. As we level off, we close the spoilers and prepare our landing. There we go, we land on the runway. Now let's turn left to exit. Not so much left that we're trouble for anyone, but okay, I can post the springs. There we go. So not ideal. Not ideal for sure. However, given the circumstances, we were too low. We're in the cloud. Now, flying these conditions is a suicide pretty much. Rain is the definition of downdraft. It also adds weight, and it can also freeze. These conditions are extremely dangerous, which is why I'm going to change them, as I still want to fly. Does not have Does this change anything? Interesting. So whenever I put the custom weather, it turns off the snow. Anyway, that's okay. That's okay. Let's try taking off. Okay, I need to fix something. Very annoying. My trim should be... made inverted. There we go. There we go. Now, let's check the direction of the wind, which is probably most important to us. Okay, so it's switched back to real-time weather. Let's show this nowadays. Okay, so we are approaching the thermal waves then. Let's see how strong they are. Incredibly high lift. There should be some lift here. Yeah, the conditions are just not good enough. Meaning that we need to make the conditions better for ourselves. But this is disappointing again. I want to change the direction of the wind, however I am not able to do that. If I turn this off, all of this just kind of... Whatever, let's do this. Doesn't work. Okay, what the... Well, the wind is just blowing me too fast into the... Okay. The thing is, I just want to climb. I don't really care. Well, this is just an elevator, which is exactly what I've been looking for. So, I'm not really able to adjust the settings. As much as I'd like to. Plus, there's also a strange thing in the simulator where it shows an incredibly high updraft, for example, like this 10 meters per second or whatever. But then the airspeed is decreasing. So if I would like to maintain the same altitude while in an updraft, my airspeed should increase. For example, right now it's decreasing, but it's showing almost 10 meters per second uplift, which is kind of contradictory, I guess. Okay, there we go. Now we hit the elevator stage. Yeah, again, okay, but the altitude is I'm climbing, so that's okay. That's normal. That makes sense. Sometimes you maintain at present altitude, and the airspeed is actually decreasing. I would need to have an artificial horizon to know for sure, though. If there's a bug, or is this just that the attitude of my aircraft is just... Now, whatever we do, we cannot get past this ridge. We'll experience in a downdraft. A pretty big one, I believe. Let's continue climbing the elevator. We're at 3 kilometers at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I call gliding. Oh, there we go. I found the sweet spots again. Just a second. I need to open the maps, and I'm unable to do that while flying. Wow. So I must be heading east to find the Matterhorn. As I get closer, I'll turn off these artificial conditions. There should be lift over this. That's not what I would call lift, but okay. Free falling. There should be lift near these. It's here. Yes, as I said. Thank you, fellas. Thank you for the lift. I can try to get a little bit more altitude here. Trying to regain this my previous altitude, 3.5 kilometers. not what we want. I'm getting close to the mountain. I have very strong downdraft. Okay. Very well. And then let us move left of the present position and see where that leads us. As I've said before some time ago, as there are extremely high updrafts, there will probably be some pretty hard downdrafts as well. So this is a very good example of this. As I get 10 meters per second of lift, I get 10 meters per second downdraft when I'm on the wrong side of the mountain. However, I am trying my best not to be on the wrong side of the mountain. There should be lift over the switch. Airport noise. There should be lift here. It's not going to be extremely strong because it is not perpendicular to the airflow of the wind, but it is in line with the direction of the wind, so not high lift, but just some. But some is still good, for sure. I'm gonna try to get closer, but no. I should be very careful because the wind is blowing me into the mountain and I'm moving myself closer to it, so I'm in a very dangerous situation here. Okay, we're experiencing a high lift. Let's also maintain our airspeed. Okay, downdraft, but it will be probably short lift. It actually should be, yeah, it is short lift. Matterhorn. There we go. The other side of this mountain is Zermat. Below us is Breuli-Cervinia. Let's get ourselves a little bit more altitude and then I'll make an orbit and try to make these stations as close to real life as possible by turning off this wind that I've created for myself to get here. Also important not to get on the other side of this mountain, on the dark side, literally. If I do end up there, the downdraft will exceed 10 meters per second, and I'm sure of it. It will be void. I will be falling. And there will be nothing I can do about that. kilometers and 300 meters. Let's start right turn. Above we are. That's what I was talking about. Not getting on the wrong side of the mountain. See how fast I'm falling? There's a lift here, but downdraft on the other side of it. And the downdraft is also incredibly strong due to the wings. Due to the winds. Okay, let's make the light better. Nice. There we go. So now I reset the presets, and these conditions there should represent the conditions currently at the ski resort. Which is so peaceful, so nice. Currently we're riding the mountain waves. I think I should. Now I'm riding the elevator down. Should be updraft here somewhere. There's yeah, there we go. There we go. there was something. Let's try getting closer. Winds are very unstable, and that doesn't help. We are getting some pretty decent lift here. 400 feet per minute, that is. Okay, now that I think about it, these aren't mountain waves, because the mountain waves should be somewhere way higher, but it still is kind of a mountain wave, because the mountain is actually making me climb, or rather making a change in wind direction due to its obstacle presented by its form and shape, and thus giving me a lift. So Glacier was behind us now. Monte Rosa is in front of us. In the clouds currently. Let's not forget to stay on the good side of the mountain where we find lift, not downdraft. Losing a lot of altitude. Trying to figure out the cause. Okay, now there should be lift here, but if it's raining, it doesn't matter. It is not raining. It is snowing here, and snow just as rain is not a good indication. But the wind is still making us climb. Now do I have to be very careful? I'll make it through here. What will I find on the other side of this mountain? You know what? It's a pretty decent lift. I will make a right turn. Try to get some more altitude before I proceed my journey. Rainbows? Am I seeing rainbows? Okay, left turn. closer. So to exit the turn prematurely for safety. Okay, so we are just above Monte Rosa. Water down the draft. It's a good station, but could change very quickly. There should be lift here. Maybe. Try getting closer, but yeah, there should be. Yep. That was a bad mistake. That was a bad mistake. And we are getting out of here. I was just above this mountain ridge and now I'm below it. Now the station is a little bit different. Okay, now we're getting some lift back up. As it looks like. Yeah, we'll try to get back to the Mother Horna. That was a good ridge on my right, but it's in the cloud. I don't think I'm gonna risk it. I'm in a good direction of the light here. Okay, never mind. We can actually try to move closer. has the ability to see my surroundings, which is probably the most say important one. I could have easily hit this mountain. Am I right? Now I need to execute a left turn to stay in the good side of the mountain. Yeah. Okay. I think it should be said, my advice here is not, I'm no mentor, not an instructor. This is my hobby, and I only do it as a hobby, so you shouldn't follow any advice I give. Well, or actually should advise with a real professional before before. But entering a cloud is pretty deadly and should not be done. And I think, yeah, it is illegal. You know, you have to stay via far, and to do that you cannot enter clouds. And again, I don't know if I'll make it. Also, I'm pretty sure you should know the height of the mountains from which you're flying. There should be a minimum altitude from them that you have to maintain. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Try to see how my stream is doing. Let's see. It's doing quite alright, I see. Horn and descending quite fast. So peaceful. These clouds are not helping me at all. Making everything a lot harder, actually. Some lift, some down. Okay. snowing, I believe it is. Downdrafts on my right. Incredibly downdrafts to my left. Like how my both of my variometers show totally different things. One is showing 1 meter per second of climb, the other one is showing 1 meter per second of downdraft. But the altitude, if it is correct, is indicating 4 kilometers. Now if I enter this cloud, I will not be able to see anything. The wind direction is influenced by this cloud near me. Also, keep in mind so a few minutes passed and I'm still maintaining 4 kilometers, 4,000 meters of altitude, and that's a pretty good sign that I'm able to maintain the flight in relative safety. And the cloud is not covering the whole valley, so that's good. Entering a cloud in descent would be a great mistake, probably. Under these circumstances, I have no terrain map available, and elevation graphs. Okay, we have actually climbed a few hundred meters here, which is really nice. So now we're just returning back home to land. I'm turning towards the wind, and that is not good. I'm sinking. Yes, after all, I may need to enter the cloud. If I do enter the cloud, where do I land? On the mountain, maybe? That's too dangerous. In the valley, probably. There is a frozen lake. I believe I could manage. Okay, no, I'm just free falling. What's this? Maybe after crossing I'll find some lift here. I lost 400 meters in that previous sink. Not fun. I'm still sinking quite a lot. I'll try to get closer to the mountain. Okay, the wind direction might have shifted. Yes, it probably has shifted. I'm approaching 3.3 kilometers. I just had 4.5 kilometers. Another 4 kilometers, I lost almost a kilometer of altitude. Breuli-Cervinia. Yeah, extremely high downdrafts. So I will not be able to conduct the flight any longer. Turning back for Breuli-Cervinia and try to find a spot to land. I still have enough altitude to make turns here. Be extremely careful about entering the cloud. There's not many options here. I think I see something there. Okay, never mind. It is also possible that the speed indicators got frozen, and the variometer and the altimeter are showing false indications, but in fact I think that the variometers and the altimeter is working perfectly fine, which means that the static part is probably okay, but the dynamic one is probably not okay. But it could also be a bug from the game. I'm saying this because the audible level of wind sound is different than what my speed is showing, and my speed is actually showing nothing. As we can see, my speed is just stationary. Why is it stationary? I can tell you why. Because it is frozen. The dynamic, or the total pressure intake point is frozen. So there is a possibility that the risk was my doing. There was no need to descend even. So as I have descended, my speed has increased, and that probably makes sense. Miles. I think I can make it. Okay. Oh, my airspeed indication is back. No, yes, 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 it's back. It unfroze somehow. Probably because I got so sweaty in the cockpit. I melted the ice. I raised the temperature by that much. Very low visibility conditions. 1.5 nautical miles. I need to survive. I'm heading into the wind, which means I'll be losing altitude more quickly than otherwise. Let's check if the airspeed indication is okay. Makes sense. Kinda. Makes sense at least. Yeah, I do not have a clear sight of the ground. I'm in a valley. But I should be in the lowest point. I'll be sticking closer to the left side here. Okay, we need airspeed. I'll get over this. Okay, I know where I am. I've been here before. It's not a good place to be, I'll tell you that. Quite a difficult situation here. What's on my left? Is this a road? Yes, this is a road. But I don't think I'll be able to make it on there. Maybe. No, my wingspan is too large. Wings are too wide apart. See how much we have 1,550 something ish meters. 1,500. We're moving in a direction further from the mountains. At the speed that is minimum sync, or rather maximum distance flown speed. We don't want to lose our altitude too quickly. Some indications of lift are present. I will execute a left turn now. Valley should be on my right. I want to stay close to this thing. My airspeed indication is probably a little bit false. Okay, there should be two airports here. One on my left and one on my right. I'm closer to the left one, but I'm pretty sure the right one is below me. And now my indication of speed is showing correctly. Okay, do I see the one on the left? No visual contact. And I think I do see the one on my right. Okay. What I will do is orbit. Okay, I was wrong. There are no airports here. These are just navigational points I see.
Can I get a map?
There is a runway. I'm moving in the wrong direction. because I'm turning into the right, I should probably see the right side. Okay. I have 1 kilometer of altitude. So I'm trying to make it to Lima India Mike Whiskey Airport, which is 10 nautical miles. Currently I have 1.2 kilometer of altitude, which means that is 1,200 meters. Let's say that my aerodynamical quality of this glider is 120, which means that for 1 meter of altitude I can fly 20 meters of horizontal distance. Then, and the ground is 500 meters, meaning that I have only 700 meters of altitude. So 700 Yes, I should be able to make it, basically. Not experimenting, just flying plain and simple. I do have probably less than the amount I said of altitude. This is okay. Honestly, visually, 700 meters, maybe 500, I would say. But also the quality of this glider is probably less than 20. It's a really old glider and it has veered down quite a bit. It's worn down quite a bit. But we should be able to make it. Okay, how far away is the other point? Seven nautical miles. So it's 14 kilometers, 40 kilometers divided by 90. We get 0.15 times 60, 9.3 minutes. And 9 minutes I have to survive. we can try moving closer to the mountain. Maybe there's some lift here. We don't need much lift, we just need a little bit to keep us afloat. And it does look like it shows a 0, which could be good. A 0 is always good. Better than a downdrift. Okay. We are getting closer, but we'll still need to cross this side of the mountain first. Okay, so the runway is at least comfortable. I'm getting crazy low. Is there any? Oh, wait a second, I could land here probably. What is this? Family village, the letter. I have no idea what that is, but it does look like a possibility. See how I end up crossing this ridge. This mountain side. The wind should be still blowing from the south. So I should still be in a good position. So I made a lot of mistakes. First one, I didn't notice when my pitot tube was had frozen. I hadn't noticed when it had frozen, and I had too much airspeed. Then the downdraft was too intense, and I was not seeing the true airspeed, and I was still trying to go nosedive to increase the airspeed, but there was no need. In fact, I was just confused by the false indications. So always think critically of what your instruments tell you. I guess that's the lesson here. And even when I descended, my airspeed indicator increased. Also, a tell was the fact that I need to retrim my aircraft. It is an indication that the airspeed has changed, and there was a tendency to pitch up, which was created by the excessive airspeed. And yeah, and I didn't need to retrim the aircraft. I just need to let it adjust itself accordingly to the airspeed. But I got scared. I saw the downdraft. I saw the small speed I had, the insufficient speed, and it just nosedived. Even though the trimmer was telling me that the aircraft is too fast, therefore it has a nose up tendency. Now let's make a standard approach. To land. And even when I descended, my airspeed indicator has increased because the altitude has decreased. Probably. I'll get back on the ground and I'll check. That is the way it is. Let's get up the runway as soon as possible. Okay. Okay. So I'll check. So the total pressure, anti-icing procedures are activated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, so if the pilot is blocked, then the airspeed, if the pilot probe and the pilot drain are both blocked, but the static port is free, then the indicated airspeed will increase during a steady climb and decrease during a steady descent. However, if the static port is frozen, then the indications are reversed, meaning that they are, once we are climbing, the airspeed is decreasing, and once you're descending, the aircraft is the airspeed is increasing. I think that should make sense. the static, yeah, and static pressure for speed, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so if the pilot tube is and its drain hole are blocked, the airspeed will function like an altimeter. If the static port becomes blocked, airspeed and altitude indications will become inaccurate. The trapped air in the static system will cause airspeed to read artificially low when flying above the altitude where the static port became blocked. The airspeed will read artificially high when flying below that altitude. Blocked static port will also cause the altimeter and vertical indicator to freeze. Yes, so I need to go back to the video and see what actually happened there. What was the cause of these false indications? And to see what my instruments actually showed me. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Quite extreme. Flying in the mountainous area in Italian Alps. And see you other time. Thank you for watching and bye bye. If you have any advice, comments, suggestions, please do leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much and